Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 6 of, yes, you guys know what I'm about to do, the method to the magic. Yes, so I am talking about being outside of the box and just, no, talk about getting rid of that ridiculous expression of being outside of the box and just getting rid of the box and just thinking. So, this week's episode is doing just that because, as you all can see, I'm outside, yes, in an undisclosed location because it's none of your business. So, but it was just, it's a beautiful evening, and I just said, like, you know what? I'm just gonna go outside and talk to my method to the magic peeps and just give them episode 6 and just in a different location, So sometimes you got to just change your location, right? And just do things a little differently, which is what I'm doing tonight. That's why you see I still, because, I respect policy, I respect rules, I respect that. So I put my mask down because I'm out here and I'm by myself and no one's walking past. Otherwise, I'd be like this. Okay, so, but because I wanted you guys to see my smile and see that it was really me, I figured I would just drop it down to record this. And I'm even, and talking about getting rid of the box, and there's just no more boxes. I'm doing this on my phone instead of my Chromebook, so I might be a little, I might be a little sideways every now and then, but hey, it's me, right? But I just wanted to just hop on. This episode is going to be a little quicker, but I promised you guys that I will be on time this week. I did promise that, right? See, you girl kept her promise, right? So this week, episode 6 is actually lesson 7. I don't have my notes or anything, so I might have my lesson numbers a little mixed up, but I know the lesson title itself. But I'm pretty sure it's lesson 7. And I know that this is episode 6, okay? And lesson 7 is there should always be small victories to celebrate. There should always be small victories to celebrate. And I'm going to tell you guys something. The reason that how I came up with this lesson, how this lesson has really like transformed my life is that I talk in my book about how there's people that I have like a friend who was on this like weight loss journey. And then I talked about my daughter with her college journey, and it's just like because one thing that I've learned is that I personally have found it very helpful to break your goals down into small, manageable, easily attainable, easy to celebrate, and kind of move you forward objectives. And that's what has worked for me. Like, for example, I started with an example of I have a friend who was trying to lose weight. A lot of people are trying to lose weight. I'm not, but a lot of people are. And what I find is that people, they set these like goals that are like huge. It's like, oh, I want to lose 50 pounds, or oh God, I want to lose 100 pounds. And I just feel like that's just too much weight to think about at one time. Like thinking about losing 50 pounds in that's a lot of weight. Thinking about losing 100 pounds at one time, even that is a lot of weight. But so my thing is that break it down. It's like, and I had told a friend of mine who was on this like just crazy high. I said, that's a lot. That it stresses me out even just thinking about the fact that you were trying to lose it. I said, why don't you just lose 10 pounds at a time? Like anyone can lose 10 pounds. Like just lose 10 pounds at a time. And then once you lose that 10 pounds, celebrate the fact that you lost 10 pounds. It's like, you're like pop your collar, do whatever, celebrate those 10 pounds, and then move on to the next 10 pounds, and then move on to the next 10 pounds. And I just find that when you break your goals into small, measurable objectives where you have these small victories to celebrate along the way, it just makes it feel, number one, it's less stressful, and it makes the entire exercise more fun. Another example that I used was of my daughter, when she was, in school. A lot of kids are, I mean, this is September, so a lot of kids are in school, and it's like, and they think about, it's like, oh God, I have like when she finished her first year at school. Like it's like her second year at school, and it was like, oh my God, Mom, I have 2 more years left. And when you think 2 more years, that seems like a long time. A year is a long time. It's a really long time. But I said, why don't you just think about it? You could, but yeah, that's true. But the bottom line is that you can only do one semester at a time, Pooh. Just do one semester at a time. And then when you finish that semester, celebrate the completion of that semester and then move on to the next semester and then the next semester, right? And I just, so, and it's like, and she was like, oh God, Mom, yeah, that's true. It's like, break it down. It's like, why does everything have to be so doggone big? Just small, just easy, like easily attainable, targets that don't move. Because, when you think about like 100 pounds at a time, you know what can happen between 0 and 100? A lot of stuff can happen between 0 and 100. Smaller things can happen between 0 and 10. So when you break them down into smaller, so you always have small victories to celebrate on your way to the larger victory. So that's the method to the magic. Small victories. Break your goals into smaller, measurable, easily attainable objectives. And let me know how that works out for you. Okay? So, see, this is good. What am I at? I'm at 6.378. The clock is still going up. But this is considerably less. But hey, I promised you guys a lesson on time this week. And so I hope you enjoy it. Remember, like, subscribe, share. What's the order? I don't know what the order is, but just do all three in whichever order works for you. But break them down and think about, okay, here we go, challenge. You guys know Demetra loves challenges. I love challenges. So think about something that you're working on. I know that I've had to do that just in my recent, yeah, I'm outside. I don't know what that is. There's something in the air. I don't know what it is. It's loud. But hopefully you guys can hear me because I do have my earpiece in. But what is that? I would show y'all, but I don't. It sounds like a helicopter. I don't know. We'll let it. Oh, I see it, but y'all just got to trust me. There's something in the air, and that's confirmation to what I'm telling you. We'll take it that way, right? But think about that. Like, think about like something that you may be working on that right now. I just recently had to do a shift and, a sift and shift with a goal that I had, and I had to remind myself of that. I'm like, Demetra, bring that down. Like, like thinking about that in terms of like a month or 2 months. I said, just break it down into weeks. And I pulled out, like I did like a vision board and I did my calendar and I just did 1 week at a time. I can only do 1 week at a time. There is this song that's like, one day at a time, sweet Jesus or something. I mean, but it's just, you can only do one thing at a time. People think multitasking and everything. They think that's a great thing. That's not a great thing. That's terrible. Like that makes you an idiot. Like, why are you multitasking? Just do one thing at a time. And then when you complete that one thing, move on to the next and move on to the next. So that's the challenge. Think about a goal that you have, and is it something that you could break down into smaller bite-sized pieces to make it so that you're not so crazy and just kind of doing too much? Think about that. That's your challenge for this week. All right. Method to the magic. Subscribe, like, share, whatever the order is, and I will see you guys next week for episode 7. I'm not gonna tell you what the lesson number, but see, I'm not going in lesson order. This is fun. Even I know this is fun. Write a book, maybe. Oh, and by the way, because of the fact here's another one. Because of the fact that I did promise you guys that this would be a 12. See, I'm not used to having to hold a camera, but I'm not used to having to do that. But because of the fact that I did promise you guys 12 episodes, I meant it. And last week, episode 5, I did combine 2 lessons. So guess what that means? That means you guys have not 1, but 2 bonus lessons. Woo! You have 2, right? So there will be 2 bonus lessons at the end because you will get 12 episodes out of me because your girl is, I'm a promise keeper. That's what we're going to do, right? Love you guys. See you next week. Leave your comments. Tell me how you feel. And I might do like a Zoom and just test you all on seeing if you guys are doing the challenges. All right. So that's that. Putting the mask back on. Let me see y'all. Bye.